Well, just another day and another stray. Fired at the late great Kobe Bryant, yet again friendly fire as a former Kobe ally has seemingly turned adversary. This time coming from alleged big Kobe guy Paul George, who had Jim Jackson on his Putrid P podcast to throw some slander on Kobe again, bringing up Game 7 of the 2006 first-round series against the Phoenix Suns. You know, the one where Kobe quit on his team, or so everyone would have you believe, including scrub-ass Jim Jackson, who was actually on that Lakers team and scored all of 1.3 points per game in that 7-game series. But he was asserting that Kobe just stopped trying in that game to prove a point or send some kind of a message.
So I think Kobe at that time, and I don't want to talk for him, was proving a point.
Yeah.
Like Aaron McKee and I were sitting there on the bench, like we didn't realize it at first. And then we was like, hold up. Dude he ain't shooting, he ain't even looking.
Yeah.
And I think it is important to understand the full context of that season and series in order to fully grasp what was happening in that specific game. And that season, the Lakers absolutely stunk. Okay, well, that essentially is all the context you need. That roster was straight ass. Kobe Bryant was first-team All-NBA, first-team All-NBA defense, and led the league in scoring at 35.4 points per game. The second leading scorer on that team that season was Lamar Odom at 14.8 per night. Not only did that Lakers roster not have any players that season who finished anywhere near an All-Star or All-NBA designation for the year, that team's principal top 10-man rotation, that would be every player averaging double-digit minutes per game, never made one All-Star team or All-NBA team ever in their entire careers. The primary starting five was Kobe Bryant, Smush Parker, Lamar Odom, Kwame Brown, and Chris Mim. Brian Cook and Luke Walton were their top players off of the bench. This was arguably the worst team ever assembled in league history. Smush Parker started 82 games this season and the next one for the LA Lakers, and he was out of the NBA altogether the following year by just the age of 26. Chris Mim also out of the league within 3 seasons of that year by the age of 29. Kobe was running around this season with dudes who weren't even actual NBA players, and they were in his starting lineup. Somehow, though, Kobe dragged that floating dumpster fire to 45 wins and a first-round date with the Phoenix Suns in the 2-7 matchup. The Suns that season, for comparison, had All-Star Shawn Marion, who averaged 22 and 12 while finishing 10th in league MVP voting, 7th in Defensive Player of the Year, and making All-NBA third-team designations. They were, of course, led by first-team All-NBA point guard Steve Nash, who somehow stole that season's league MVP from Kobe Bryant. They had also that year's most improved player of the year, Boris Diaw, 15-point-per-game scorer and defensive specialist Raja Bell, and Leandro Barbosa, Tim Thomas, and Eddie House coming off of the bench. And yet the Lakers somehow, some way, went up 3-1 in that series. And look, when I say somehow, I of course mean Kobe Bean Bryant, who hit the game-tying shot in Game 4 to send the game into overtime, then hit this legendary game winner in overtime to stun the Suns and move the Lakers within an improbable 1 game from advancement. Of course, you know the Suns would win at home in Game 5 to stave off elimination before coming back to Los Angeles in Game 6 in Staples Center, where Kobe Bryant would do literally everything in his powers to end that series. I mean, look at this freaking shot. Down 2 with under 2 to play in the fourth. Then here we are with under 30 seconds to play in the fourth, with the Lakers up 1, and Kobe would put them up 3, and for all intents and purposes, the series should have ended right here, as Steve Nash missed a wide-ass open 3-point shot in the corner with 13 seconds remaining. The Lakers, though, could not corral the rebound. Sean Marion kicked it out to Tim Thomas, and he hit the game tire to send it into overtime. An overtime session, which saw Kobe Bryant score 12 points on 5 of 7 from the field, while the remainder of his Lakers teammates combined to score 1 total point, a single free throw by Devin George. So the Suns would ultimately prevail in that game, tying the series 3-3 despite 50 by Kobe Bryant. 50 points on 20 of 35 shooting from the field in 52 minutes. And that brings us to Game 7 in Phoenix, the game where Kobe quit, allegedly, and just stopped trying in the second half. Let's look at the first half of that game, though, when Kobe scored 23 points on 8 of 13 shooting from the field, good for 61.5%. The entirety of his team, meanwhile, combined to score just 22 points on 9 of 30 shooting, or just 30%. And amid that full-scale no-show by his teammates, the Lakers were down 60-45 at half, while that lead would swiftly swell to 21 points within the first 3 minutes of the third quarter, and the game was over at that point. It floated around 20 for the next few minutes before exploding to 25 by the 3-minute mark of the third. And yet we have revisionist scrubs and liars out here saying Kobe quit. His team is the one that quit. His whole damn team quit on him. No, check that. His team didn't quit at all. They were merely playing up to their potential. It was his organization that quit when they surrounded him with that filth. No all-time great player ever has been surrounded with so little in their primes. In fact, it isn't even close. And finally, after another 1.5 years of suffering through that garbage supporting cast, the Lakers' bumbling, inept front office at long last got Kobe Bryant one fringe all-star in Pau Gasol. And of course, from there, Bryant dominated the league in what was perhaps the greatest playoff run in NBA history. And for more on that run, you can check this video out right now, and please do make sure you are subscribed at this time with notifications turned on to stay up to date with more from me. Until next time, guys.